Hello, everybody. This is a reading for the week of April 15th, 2024. I hope you're all doing well who are watching this. We are still under the retrograde energy that's been going on all month, and we have about one more week to go. As I mentioned last week, when we're under retrogrades, anything that starts with the letters R-E is the best way forward, such as relax, review, realign, retreat, recharge. Because when the retrograde ends and we all start moving forward again, you'll be in a better position. All right, let's see the tendency of the patterns this week. The Chariot. So when this card comes up, a couple different things are on the table. Number one, if we're talking about a relationship, the Chariot is probably the most self-protectionary energy that there is. So many of us might just be feeling really adverse to being vulnerable this week. We might be in a situation with somebody where we're suddenly wondering if they're really safe for us to share our feelings. And some of us might just want to be reflecting, R-E, on what we feel like when we're telling our truth, when we're expressing how we really feel. The other way that this card sometimes shows up is when there is a lot of moving parts to a situation and we need forward progress, but we have to pull in a lot of things going in different directions. This is a great card that says you can use your willpower to achieve something. Although, don't use your willpower on something that doesn't do well or have a good outcome when only willpower is being used. For example, let's say you want to change your diet. It's better to rearrange your environment than use your willpower as you're staring at that bowl of potato chips and you're wondering if you should eat them or not. Just willpower only goes so far. So just be aware of your limitations when it comes to trying to willpower your way through something. But this is a good indicator that you can direct it within reason. Okay, let's see what the rest of the cards want to tell us about this week. Interesting place to start. So there's definitely some message already coming up about balance. When I look at this, I see a story about having to really look at a situation in our life and try not to get overly emotional with it, almost use more of our mind than our heart. Now, of course, using the two together is best, but hey, this is what the cards are advising this week. Try to detach, get an overview, think about where you've been in the situation, where you are in the situation, and where you want to go in the situation, and try and make some decisions around that you are going to commit to. And if you do that, you should get into a place that there is more balance. Now, if we're talking about relationship issues, this really gets down to, is the balance of give and take equal? So some of you may really be taking a step back and being like, yeah, wow, I feel like I've been giving a lot more than I've been getting back. And if that's the case, well, you know, with this sword right in the middle, that really is about communication. You want to communicate that before you make any rash decisions, but nothing I can do about it, folks. This is the outcome this week. So this is the death card. Don't freak out. This is about oftentimes making a decision. It's sometimes a fork in the road where, you know, if you take one side of that fork and you start walking this way, you cannot be walking down the other fork as well. It's just not really possible. So it's sort of asking you, especially with this Queen of Swords energy, to make a decision. And that just happens in life. There's a lot here in this reading this week about making decisions. Now, if I sort of wrap that together with that Chariot card that we started with, you can't just willpower your way out of stuff sometimes, right? You know, you have to like make a decision about what you're going to be putting your energy into, what your environment's going to look like, in order to not have to white knuckle it through things. If we're dealing with other people, of course, we can't control them, so you can't really make them do what you want. Hence, you know, the idea of like what stays, what goes. Should you keep continuing in a relationship? Should you keep continuing in a situation that isn't working out for you? It's all about you talking to yourself about this, though. Like, this is your life. This is your decision. Now, this doesn't have to be something huge. This can be something that is just a pattern that keeps repeating itself, and you're like, all right, I just got to let this thing go, right? Again, letting something go versus having it in your life and willpowering through it, white knuckling it. There's this other sort of hopeful message up here too about this week, about where you've been putting your energy. You may see some rewards for that coming up in the next couple weeks. And, you know, it sort of says, if you've been trying and trying and trying and trying at something, you may finally see a result for that. There's definitely a forward movement to this reading. This isn't all strife. This is just suggestions as how to maybe look at things, because when things start moving, they will really start moving fast. We're still, like I said, under that retrograde. By the 1st of May, we are going to be moving forward. And I think this is sort of like, what do you want to take with you? And what do you want to wrap up and leave behind? I feel like this actually has been a message going on for the last couple weeks now. And what's worth, you know, these two cards, the question is, what's worth putting your energy into? What are you getting back for your effort? This can be with your job. This can be with your relationship. This can be with lifestyle choices you've been making, right? But it looks like what they're saying is that there is a road for things to be successful and progressive, but now is the time to sort of parse out what's worth it and what's worth putting your energy into. All right. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'll be back next week to check in with you all and what's going on energetically. Bye-bye.